your self-worth is down here. You don't recognize the value that you bring, which is why you tolerate low-level conversations, which is why you tolerate disrespect, which is why you stay in an environment where you're not valued. It all starts from recognizing the value that you bring. If you don't recognize that value, you won't get the life that you want. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, no, I just don't want to upset anybody. I just want to be on good terms with everybody. If you're on good terms with everybody, you are probably a spineless human being. I used to be of the belief that, well, if everybody likes you, then you're doing a good job. No. No. My young and naive self was in for a wake-up call. And it was when I went out there into the real world and I saw that people were snaky in the corporate world. People were backstabbing each other. You know, that I realized, fucking hell, they're doing that to a good guy. They're backstabbing one of my colleagues who's a great guy. Stays out of trouble. I've seen women treat perfectly good dudes in a horrible way, disrespecting them publicly in front of their friends, in front of their family, and I'm just like, wow, he's a good dude, why are you doing that? But what I've come to realize is you can be a good dude, a nice guy, but if you do not enforce boundaries, you will be used and abused. People will walk all over you, and that's not a good position to be in. I want you to reflect on some of the experiences that you've had, maybe in a previous job that you were at, where you didn't set boundaries. Maybe your manager said something to humiliate you in front of your colleagues, and you didn't stand up for yourself in that very moment, because you don't have 10 or 20 attempts at getting it right. It's the first fucking time they show disrespect. You draw a line in the sand. You will not talk to me this way. I don't care who you are. I don't care what management position you have. You will not speak to me in this manner. And I would much rather get fired and walk away with my integrity and my head held up high than be disrespected and take it like a little bitch because I need the job. You can fuck right off. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and be like, you know what, I fucking respect you. That's more important to me than a bit of money. Reflect. Maybe that happened to you before and you took it and it got worse over time. And that's what happens. If you ignore disrespect when it first happens, it will get worse and worse. Because they're like, oh, this motherfucker right here has no boundaries. Let's fucking use him. He's a punching bag. I don't want you to be in that position. Stand up for your fucking self. This nice guy shit doesn't work. You gotta be ruthless. And you can do so in the most professional manner. By bringing them to the side. Hey, I want to speak to you. I've done this in jobs that I've had before where managers try shit with me. And to see the shock on their faces. Because you know this person was never checked before. This person was just abusing their position of power, making others feel shit about themselves or... And so when you call them up on it, they're like, and it's like, yeah. I know you've done this to other people before, but that shit don't work with me. And you draw a line in the sand. In relationships, maybe you've been in a situation before where the woman that you were with shouted at you in front of loads of people. I mean, I can't fathom a woman ever doing that to me, because that would be the last time I ever see her again. Because I would leave the relationship immediately. I won't do anything violent, you know. I don't want you to interpret it in this way. Not at all. But she'll never see me again. For her to think it's okay to shout at me in public, there's you. Hell no. And I've seen guys take it. I've seen guys, no, but honey, and she just raises her voice even more. And I'm like, you're the man. And you're allowing that to happen. And you know what? Do I blame the woman? No. Because the guy was a fucking soft-ass motherfucker who didn't stand up for himself. And she saw weakness. And when women detect weakness in you, they go harder. Then they will try and use you for everything that you got. And I'm not saying financial. They'll just abuse your weakness. And then eventually leave you. They will, because they can't respect you. A woman will leave you if she cannot respect you. And this is why I always say, respect is more important than love. Love is a feeling. It comes and goes, right? I may love you today and hate you tomorrow. But respect must remain at a constant. If a woman doesn't respect you, she cannot love you. Full stop. Period. So ignore what she says. Oh, but honey, I love you. Yeah, but yesterday, shouting at me in front of my family at the dinner, that wasn't a sign of love, was it? A reflection of your immense love for me. No. That was absolute and utter disrespect. And look, when a woman first gets into a relationship with you, she will test you. There's another phrase for it, shit testing. She's going to poke and prod to see if you're a dude with a fucking spine or if you're weak. Because unfortunately, a lot of men today are weak. They don't stand up for themselves and they are essentially a punching bag. So she will test you. It doesn't mean that she's the wrong woman. No. But when you see something that you do not like, you speak up. You make your opinions very clear. You do not brush it under the carpet for the sake of maintaining peace. No. Conflict not addressed is conflict magnified. If you do not address it, it will get worse. It will grow and grow and grow. And before you know it, she will engage in the most incredible acts of disrespect and then leave you. And there you are, Mr. Nice Guy, on the receiving end of yet more disrespect. Your friends will lose respect for you. Look at this fuck. His woman's walking all over him. And it doesn't have to be a relationship. Like I said, it could also be in the corporate world. It doesn't make sense for me. And before someone says, well, you can't just leave. Well, I would. I'd much rather be homeless for a month and not be able to pay my bills and have to borrow money than stay in a fucking environment where someone did something so damn disrespectful. Because I would hate myself and I would hate how I feel about myself if I stay in an environment like that. I would lose any remaining respect I had for myself if that was the case. Recognize your self-worth. Set fucking boundaries, for goodness sakes. Otherwise, this world will chew you and fucking spit you out. And you can do so, as I mentioned, in the most professional manner. You don't have to start swinging. If anything, that's a sign of someone who cannot control their emotions. Now, if someone swung at you first, well, that's a different story. But if you just start swinging because somebody says something, well, then you're just going to end up in prison. But if someone says something, you pull them to the side. And sometimes the best thing you could do is just leave an environment. It's not to act in an aggressive manner. No, just leave. Don't give them the privilege of your access. I'm going to say that one more time. Do not give them the privilege of your access. Especially when it comes to relationships. If a woman continues disrespecting you, make it clear that she will never see you again. By just never seeing her again. Not by saying, oh, I'm never going to see you again, you know. Don't let your words run you. Let your actions do the talking. Okay? Cool. Gone. He never sees you again. That's the best way. This is very important, gentlemen. Set some fucking boundaries. Do not be a punching bag. I want you to reflect on some of the situations maybe that you're going through, some of the encounters you've had. And if you're still experiencing these things, you know what to do now. But like I said, this is something you should do early, straight away. First time it happens. Not after the 7th, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. No. Fuck this nice guy shit. Get rid of it. It's hurting you. It's making you into a little weasel. The first time it happens. Okay. Hopefully this video has provided you with some value. If it has, make sure you give this video a like. Comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.